G'day guys, today I'm joined with Mr. Declan. He's going to show us a few things. Wait, metre and a half, we're good. There, yep. He's going to show us a few things to do with tennis because Mr. Declan is our local tennis pro. So.
Alright, cool. So what we're going to look at today is the serve. So our serve is the most important shot in tennis. It starts off the point. If you have a really good serve, it means that you can start the point off in an offensive position rather than a defensive position. So the first thing that you want to know with the serve is the grip. So I'll just borrow this racket. So if you look, let's see if I can see it. If you look on the racket, you notice that there's all these little grooves here. Okay, so it's really easy. This is the racket, this is the grip that every single person, every single professional tennis player uses. Even if people tell you, oh no, Federer uses another position, trust me, I've met them, they all say continental grip or hammer grip. This is what they use. It's the only way to do it. So what you need to do is with your dominant hand pointing finger, which is this one, you want to get your knuckle lined up with this groove here. Okay, if you can see that, this groove here. So it looks like that. All right, and it's like you're using a hammer. That's the sort of grip that you would use when you're using a hammer. So that is just that's the grip. That's the grip I use. That's the grip that every single person that's ever taught me how to play tennis is. If you want to show on the left-hand side, I'm not left-handed, but
left-handed, so maybe I can try.
Yep.
Show that one too. So it's up here, is that right? Am I there?
About there.
About there. And almost like you got a straight line kind of between you and the racket, is that right?
Exactly. And the rationale behind this, if you're interested in that, is basically when I can use this grip, I can twist the racket in a lot of different ways. If I hold it like this, when I hit the ball, it's going to go like that. When I've got like this, I can cut around the ball, I can go over the top, I can go and do lots of different things. So I can have a slice, flat, topspin serve. Okay, so that's the first thing. Then what you want to do is you want to find the position on the court. So it's a bit different depending on what you're playing. So if I play singles, I like to stand right near the middle of the tee. Okay? If I'm playing doubles, I probably stand a little bit further to the side. But it's completely up to you, whatever feels natural for you. I play a lot of tennis and I play for a long time. If you're just beginning, it doesn't matter. And even if you're a little kid, or between grades 1 and grade prep and grade 3, you can even come a little bit closer if you want to do some serves. So it doesn't really matter where you're practicing from. It's just about getting that practice, I guess. So with your dominant hand, that continental grip that I taught you before, you want to go with your feet side on. Okay, I get a little bit of angle. That's how I feel comfortable doing it. But you want to be side on. A lot of tennis is a side on motion. So my body is facing towards Mr. Jared's portable. Okay, so my feet are going towards Mr. Josh or Mr. Jared's portable. Then from there, I like to do some bounces. The reason what you do bounces, there's not really any reason. It's just for a bit of continuity.
Maybe feel how pumped up the ball is.
Feel how pumped up the ball is. See if it bounces well. And you might see a player go like this and go and ask for another ball because it's not bouncing very well. So that's one reason. But it is a lot about routine. You see someone like Rafael Nadal. He pulls his hair. He picks at his wedgie, and then he gets in position. So a lot of tennis players are superstitious. Okay, so that's the main reason. So I bounce about 3 times every single time. If I stuff it up or if I don't do enough, it just puts that doubt in my head that I'm going to make the serve. So lots of superstition in tennis. So I generally do about 3. Okay, with my left hand, what I want to do is I want to throw the ball and I want to get it at what's called 1 o'clock. So if you think of a clock, straight in front of me is 12 o'clock and a little bit to my right is 1 o'clock. So I actually throw it a little bit there. And the height that I want to get is about a racket length and a half higher than how tall I am, so how far I can reach. So I want another racket length and a half higher than how far I can reach up here. And the reason for that is I want to hit the ball when it's at its highest point. Okay, so when I serve, I jump and try and get as much height. So that's why you see a lot of tall tennis players have really good serves, but not always. So do some bounces, 3 there, set myself up. Okay, and then I lean back, go forward, down, serve. Okay, so I'll do another one nice and slow. Cool. Terrible ball toss. So if I do a terrible ball toss like that, I just catch it, try again. Okay. Okay, so that's the serve. So that's for me, who's been playing for a long time. If I was helping someone who was a young child who'd never played tennis before, Mr. Josh, who's very rarely played tennis before, the way that I would teach it, well, Mr. Josh is an adult, so he's actually got
Fantastic.
motor skills. So for someone who hasn't played tennis before, so I've seen him serve, he's not too bad. But if you're a young child, what you could do, hope you can still see me. You can also start with your racket like here, because that's the motion that's going to get. The reason I do all of this is to get more power. But when you're just starting out, you don't care about power. You're just trying to get the ball in the court as much as possible. So I can start here. This is the form. So it just saves that stuffing up the timing. So from here, I just throw it up, follow through. Okay. If I did that, I'd probably get that in 99 times out of 100. So if I'm really having a bad day or it's windy, you might even see me try and do that. But generally I do my full motion, but if you're just starting out, you can just start off like that. So
Nice one. And with the left-handed, how you said 1 o'clock to be 11 o'clock for the left-hand side?
very good question. Yes, so if you're left-handed, and you get to see me do a left-handed serve, which isn't pretty. Exactly, so I would throw the ball up at 11 o'clock. So straight in front of me would be 12 o'clock, and a little bit to my left would be 11 o'clock. And if you're a left-hander, this is the worst time possible to serve. Okay, we're about, 12 o'clock almost?
I think something like that.
It's the worst time to be serving in the afternoon. So it's going to be, the sun is going to be right in my eyes when I throw it. So I might not even connect with this ball, but we'll see anyway. So I'll throw it up. Oh, that was pretty good actually.
Oh, yeah, made it over the net.
Went over the net. Better than my other two serves that didn't even do that. So yeah, it's just, with serving, it's really important to get some timing going. You don't want to go out there and try and smack the ball as hard as you can, because it's just not going to work. The actual way to get lots of power is good timing.
And when you threw it up and caught it before, that doesn't count as a fault or anything, does it? No.
No.
You can do that almost as many times as you want.
Yeah, I always, when I was a kid playing, I used to always get embarrassed when I wanted to catch it, so I just hit bad faults. But it actually it teaches you bad habits. It makes you, if I throw it too far to the left, I'm trying to go like this, I got no chance of getting that ball in. So I will throw it up and then catch it again. So a good little activity to do if you're at home and you can't go to the tennis courts, you want to do some practice, is actually to get a ball. Okay, you could even put your racket down here, okay, and just practice trying to throw it into there. So I was trying to get it into my racket. So lots of practice with the ball toss. Ball toss is one thing. When I was doing a lot of coaching when I was younger, you would see me coaching. Even some of the older kids, I would be getting to do that. That's how important the ball toss is. That is the most important part of your tennis serve.
Nice one. All right, we're going to get the camera to a few different positions. We'll get the drone up, and we're going to have a few serves for you guys to see as well. One thing I've noticed that I can help point out with you guys as well, just as Mr. Declan's coming up as well, he throws it, as he comes with the throw up, his knees kind of slightly bend a little bit, isn't it? So as the ball goes up, your knees come down a little bit, and that helps you get that jump really high. Because the higher you can get, the more down on the ball you can get, and that helps you hitting it down into the square and not hit the net.
Yeah, really good observation. So everyone's a little bit different. I was always taught to lean back, to go forward, bend, and obviously get that power. But some players, someone like Roger Federer, he actually, when you watch him, he actually has his legs apart, he leans back slightly, bends down, and he doesn't actually move his foot. So everyone's a little bit different. It doesn't really matter, whatever feels comfortable for you. It's just the way that I've always done. I experimented for a few years ago of not moving my legs at all to get better timing. So it depends how much I'm playing. I'm not playing very much at the moment, obviously. It's a bit hard to get out and play. Well, there's no competition going on, so my serve is not quite where it needs to be. But it's all got to do with practice. I've probably served a million tennis balls in my life, so I've played a lot of tennis since I was a little kid. So it's really, really, really important for practice to get that timing.
Awesome, thanks Mr. Declan.
Yeah, if you want to go, if you're a little bit younger or you're not feeling as confident, you're at a full size. So we're using the little Hot Shots nets. So if you're at a tennis club and you have the full size nets and you're not feeling as confident, go up to the service line, okay? Little foundation students, your parents are taking you to do tennis, start here, okay? You can even start by throwing the ball. The throwing motion that you do is actually the same as the tennis motion. So like that is very similar to like that. So if the students that I've taught over the years that are good at throwing have generally found serving quite easily. So I do a lot of practicing of my overarm throwing. So yeah, it's just something to keep practicing. And then if you are wanting to do it from here, you can just go nice and easy, try and get into the service box. Okay, lots of little activities you can do around that. You can look up videos on YouTube on stuff to do. So yeah.
Nice. Thanks, Mr. Declan. And I guess just then I noticed something, Mr. Declan, if you can see this as well. After he made his serve, it was about 3 or 4 steps in from there and got into like a ready set kind of position.
Yeah, so the way I was taught that I possibly don't do as well anymore is I go through the motions, step, land, and then I'm straight back into the position, okay, depending on what I'm playing. There, if I was playing singles, it means when they return the ball, because the best place you can return the ball when you're playing against someone that moves forward is in this circle here, right at their feet, because if they land and they're not quick enough, you can catch them and make them miss the shot. So if I'm set position, get back into ready position, ready to hit the next shot. Tennis is all about moving on to the next point, next shot. So once I hit a shot, I'm getting ready for the next one, ready position. So really, really, really important that you're able to do that.
Alright guys, big thank you to Mr. Declan for helping us out today. You just saw us play a little mini game of tennis, and really great if you can get out to your court. It's got a really fun one to play as well.
Yeah. So just a couple of things to finish. The person who gets most balls over the net is going to do really well. So if you try really hard, try and get as many balls over with lots of height on the ball, you'll probably do pretty well in tennis. So yeah, just keep practicing and yeah.
Cool. Thanks, Mr. Declan. I'll see you guys all for our next video.
See you guys.